In this video, we are going to be following the journey to make the legendary focus the Binding of Ipos. Like all legendary weapons, we have to place 4 major components into the Mystic Forge. We are going to look at each of them step by step. The first part is making the ascended weapon Ars Goetia. For this, you will need to have maxed out your legendary crafting mastery. We start by visiting Grandmaster Craftsman Hobbs in Lion's Arch and purchasing the recipe for the Mark of the Unnamed. For every step of this weapon, we will be making the shards of the dark arts. To make them, we need to purchase tributes of the dark arts, which can be bought for 10 map currency from Heart of Thorns or Path of Fire maps. We then need mystic curios. Each one requires 15 mithril ingots, 10 elderwood planks, and 35 of any T5 material. The prices vary greatly. If you're going to purchase them on the trading post, be sure to check. We then need a further 20 mithril ingots and 10 elderwood planks to make our shard. So each shard requires 35 ingots, 20 planks and 35 of our T5 material. Alternatively, once a day you can purchase a chest of legendary shards from the laurel vendor for 10 laurels, but you only get 3 and it's not cost effective compared to spending the laurels on crafting bags. Next, you will require an oiled focus casing and core. For this you will need 5 ancient wood planks and 10 vials of linseed oil. You will also need 6 sheets of rough paper, which require 450 scribe to make. Don't worry if you don't have this, as they can be bought fairly cheaply on the trading post. To make all 30, you're going to need 600 elderwood planks and 1050 of our T5 and mithril ingots. And that's the first weapon made. The rest is just more of the same in bigger quantities. The image you see is my mesmer wielding the Mark of the Unnamed. We need to return to Hobbs to purchase the next recipe in the set, for 5 spirit shards and again just over 10k karma. As you can see, the recipe is only available once you have made the weapon before it. This time, it needs 13 sheets of rough paper, 60 shards of the dark arts. So for this step you will need 1200 elderwood planks and 2100 T5s and mithril ingots. And again an oiled focus casing and core, so another 5 ancient wood planks and 10 vials of linseed oil. As you can see, the wielded weapon now contains a larger piece of the stone tablet bound with a leather strap. We are now ready to make the ascended weapon. Back to Hobbs for the recipe, which is oddly for the same purchase price as before. This time it's an ascended weapon. We are going to require spirit wood focus and core, so you will need 5 spirit wood planks and 10 piles of crystalline dust and 100 regions. Keep in mind that spirit wood planks are time gated and you can only make 1 a day. Next you are going to need a visionary inscription, which is simply a legendary inscription with a vision crystal. The legendary inscription is simple enough to make but will require 10 time gated Alonian leather squares. Vision crystals are easily acquired from chests, but if you don't have one, they can be made from combining your T7 dust, blood and fragments. Once again we need shards of the dark arts, but this time 100, which is 2000 elderwood planks and 3500 of the T5s and mithril ingots. Ouch. Visually to look at, someone has now scribed the information from the tablet onto a beautifully decorated scroll. That's our first major component completed. The next part of this weapon can be made with the Maguuma or Desert Mastery. I chose to use the Maguuma one. You will need to check the wiki for a comparison. So, to make our Gift of Maguuma Mastery, you need a Bloodstone Shard, purchased at the Mystic Forge for 200 Spirit Shards, 250 crystalline ingots. Each one requires a crystalline ore, which are harvested from noxious pods in Dragon's Stand, and a glob of ecto, and an amalgamated gemstone, and a full grow. Each is simple enough, but needing 250 of each is a chore. Next is Gift of Maguuma, which is simply made from combining the gifts you get from map completing the 4 Heart of Thorns maps. Lastly, you will need Gift of Insights, which is made from combining the 4 gifts purchased from the vendors of each map for the respective currency. The catch, however, is that you cannot purchase each one until you have maxed each of the masteries. And that's our second major part completed. Next is the Mystic Tribute, which needs to be renamed Gift of Goldsink. It's simple but expensive. 250 Mystic Coins, 77 Mystic Clovers, 2 each of Condensed Magic and Might. Condensed Might is gifts of Scales, Fangs, Claws and Bones. Condensed Magic is gifts of Venom, Blood, Totems and Dust. Each of these gifts recipes needs to be bought from the Mystic Forge at 10 gold each, and each one will require 100 T6, 250 T5 and 50 each of the T4 and T3 of the respective material. You will need 2 each of these. So, Mystic Tribute made, we now have one last major part to make. The Gift of Ipos. Another very not cheap part to make. You need 100 runestones costing 1 gold each, so 100 gold gone. Another 100 shards of the dark art, so yet another 2,000 elderwood planks, 3,500 mithril ingots, and 3,500 of your preferred D5 material. Gift of Energy, whose recipe is bought from the Mystic Forge for 10 gold, and then requires 250 each of the T6, 5, 4 and 3 dust to make, all not cheap to buy en masse. Lastly is Gift of the Mists. Gift of Glory can be bought easily from the Mystic Forge for 250 shards of glory, which you earn from PvP. Gift of War, which can be bought in the same way for 250 memories of battle, which you earn in World vs World. Gift of Battle can be obtained from a reward track in World vs World. The Cube of Stabilised Dark Energy comes from combining stabilising matrices that you will earn in fractals with a ball of dark energy, which is a guaranteed drop from salvaging ascended weapons and armour. You now have everything you need to make the legendary weapon, the Binding of Ipos. The focus can currently be wielded by Mesmers, elementalists, necromancers, and guardians. When wielded, you will leave behind a purple splatter as a footprint. Guild Wars 2 efficiency calculate the cost of making this weapon at just over 2,112 gold. I really hope you like this video. If you have any questions, I will be happy to help in the comment section below. As always, until the next time, take care.